back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the channel, honeys. I am so glad to have you guys today. I am, of course, wearing my gorgeous necklace that I showed you guys in the previous video where I was unboxing my crystals from the Hello Indigo Halo because I'm a crystal baby, honey. You can't tell me any different about crystals. And I am basking in the glory of God with my crystals. So, yes. Okay. Today we are talking reinventing yourself. Now, personally, I consider myself the comeback queen because I have been knocked down so many times. And each time when I've had to get back up, I have had to reinvent myself 9 times out of 10 because obviously there's lessons that I learned when I was being smacked up and down, pushed down. There's lessons that I learned that I have to apply when I come back up, and that obviously means that I'm a different me. I'm a whole new me, and you have to reevaluate, apply, and keep it moving. So, okay. Let's not waste too much time. Let's get into it, guys. I'm so excited to be with you guys today. I have missed you. So, the art of reinventing yourself, honey, the art, it is definitely an art form, trust. Personally, I feel like reinventing yourself comes when you realize that what you've been doing isn't working, or you realize that, you know what, I'm not operating to my maximum potential, or you realize I'm bored. I need something different. Whatever it may be, it may come with a tragedy. You may perhaps have lost a job. You may have lost someone close to you. It could be anything that makes you realize that what I've been currently doing, who I currently am, is not working. I'm ready to switch it up and I'm going to jump despite what becomes of me. It's a beautiful place to be. Now, life is a journey. We go through different phases in life and we go through different seasons. And with each season, we become more refined. And as we become more refined, we realize perhaps we need to change a few things, tweak a few things, reinvent ourselves, and keep going. And as time goes on, you continue to reinvent yourself more and more and more. It is never too late. I saw a TikTok of a lady that said, you are never too old to reinvent yourself. You are never too old to change things up. You are never too old to start over again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You have permission to start over again. If things are not working, honey, switch it up. Start from scratch. Throw the whole bag away. Or maybe keep the things that are working. Or chuck the whole bag out and start again. It's absolutely fine. Now, in life, we often go through challenges. And if we master the art of alchemy, these challenges are the perfect circumstances and the perfect situations for us to reinvent ourselves. Always be willing to take a hard look in the mirror and reevaluate yourself and assess those areas in your life that are not working. Adjust accordingly as you reevaluate and apply the changes that you make, and continue with the areas of your life that are working, but constantly be willing to work on your weaknesses. Now, there are major events in life that can force you to reinvent yourself: a new relationship, a new job, perhaps the loss of a job, a promotion, having a child. Ooh, that's a big one for all my first time mommies. I've seen it countless times. Having a child, as a woman, having a child forces you to reinvent yourself. You have no other option. It's presented to you. The universe, God, everybody is just like, honey, it's time, especially once that baby comes. It's time. Starting a business is another one. Trust me. You will learn to juggle all the balls from artist to accountant to negotiator. You will have to constantly wear different hats every single day. Now, the list is endless in terms of the circumstances that cause you to have to reinvent yourself. But the fact is, you have to tap into another part of yourself or another version of yourself, or perhaps even, let's say, an unexplored version of yourself. Now, what are the things that we can do to navigate this journey of reinventing ourselves and making the process and the transition a little bit is easy, a little bit easier? Now, you have to accept that it is okay to change. Change is difficult. Transitioning, transforming is definitely hard. You're on new, unexplored territory, but it is absolutely okay and you will be just fine. And you don't have to remain the person that you always thought you would be, or the person that you've always been, or the person that everybody knows you to be. Now, there may be habits, rituals, routines that you are used to doing that may not serve you well and that may be quite difficult to break. However, realizing that you can overcome and that you can actually reinvent yourself. However, realizing that it is in your best interest to pivot is actually the first step in reinventing yourself. Commit to the process. Make a decision and a commitment to yourself. Commit to the process. Make a commitment to stay on the journey of self transformation. Take time to account for the positive changes that you've noticed within yourself. Take note of the points you are struggling with and what it is that you can do to improve on them. But I also want to encourage you guys, and I also want to remind you, because I am guilty of doing this. Don't be too hard on yourself. Take it easy and take it one step at a time. Stop looking for external affirmation. Ooh, that's a big one. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. But that is a big one for me. Um, I often love asking people, hey, friend, what do you think of this? Or, I've been thinking ABCD. What do you think? And sometimes the answer that you get is no, is completely contradictory to what you're feeling inside. Listen, your friends know you. Your friends know you well, but your friends are not you. Your family, they know you well. Trust me, that's blood, but they are still not you. You are an intuitive being, and you know within yourself what you are supposed to do. So when you are uncertain because you're doubting yourself, sometimes the worst thing you can do is seek affirmation outside of yourself, because you will find that voice that will tell you, girl, you crazy. You will find that voice that will tell you that you're going down the wrong path because you doubted yourself so much that you went seeking for that voice and you went asking people, and it's going to speak back to you through someone else. Stop seeking affirmation outside of yourself. If you have been convicted to make a change in your life, especially if you have taken the time to pray and meditate on it and you've gotten your answer, you don't need to get affirmation from people that are outside of you. God has spoken. Take it and run, honey. Remember, this is your journey, this is your process. And what you have heard in your time of intimacy and your time of prayer and your time of reflection is true. Trust. Stop doubting and trust. Be patient with yourself, honeys. Be patient, my darlings. Remember, this is a process and a journey. It takes time to arrive, and there is actually no final destination. Create a vision board. I love creating vision boards. I do mine on Canva. I go on Pinterest. I download all of the images that are part of my inspiration for my vision board. I go on Canva and make myself a big poster. I do this every single year. Every year, without fail, I make a vision board of what I want for that year. And you know what? It always comes to pass. Always. Close your eyes and picture the person that you want to become. What does that person look like? What does she smell like? What perfume does she wear? Where does she eat? Does she travel? What does she do for fun? Who are her friends? What type of women is she surrounded by? For me, that is a big, big, big thing. When I transitioned into business, it's been tough. Trust me. Yesterday, I was speaking to a friend on the phone and I was telling her that, you know what? I think perhaps it's time for me to let go of my desire to be a fashion designer, to, perhaps hang it up and focus on something else. And that is a video that I will be making soon, because I feel like it's important for us to have these conversations centered around what we always dreamt we'd become. We studied that. Things are a little bit tough in the industry. You've been there for a couple of years and you're thinking to yourself, actually, I've got a lot of talents. I can do something else. I can reinvent myself. It's absolutely fine. It doesn't make me a failure. It just means I tried. And perhaps I'll, put this book down and pick it up later on. It's absolutely fine, you know? And in this process, while I have been running my business and being a birth doula as well, what has kept me going on the toughest of days is I close my eyes and I picture this woman that I'm becoming, this woman that I know I was destined to be. Because when the going gets tough, honey, it's so easy to lose hope. It's so easy. It happens like this. And you have to be your biggest motivator, your biggest supporter. Trust me, it's hard. I'm not saying this because I'm breezing through it. I'm saying this because I am receiving punches. I am receiving Mike Tyson punches in my to my left with Muhammad Ali to my right, and they are just going at me. And I'm just like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna get back up. I know who I'm becoming. I'm gonna reinvent myself. I'm gonna try something different. I've done so many things in the past since the end of 2020. I've done so many things to keep the lights on. That's reinventing yourself, honey. Trust. Stay true to your word. When you tell yourself you're going to do something that is going to contribute towards your journey of reinventing yourself, don't let yourself down. Stay true to yourself, stay true to your word, and do what it is that you say that you are going to do to contribute to your journey of self transformation and reinvention. Have a big picture, create a 10-year plan, 15-year plan. Ask yourself where you see yourself within that time frame, and then break that 10-year plan into single years. Cultivate positive habits. Oh, mine is meditation, prayer, eating healthy, drinking water, speaking positively to myself, being my own best friend, honey. Listen, when it comes to being a best friend, I realized that you have to be your own best friend. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. The best thing that I do for myself is quiet my mind and then start to speak positively to myself. Like, look, Chifu, look at how far you've come. Look at what you've done in this time frame. Look at how, like, how well you did at school. Look at the amazing women that you've surrounded yourself with. Look at the fact that, like, you studied fashion, but now you're a birth doula. You've been birthing babies, you know? My goodness, it's so many things. Look at the fact that you're an awesome writer. Look at the fact that you have an amazing blog. You've started a YouTube channel. You can make clothes. Like, girl, you are freaking awesome. Listen, I take my hat off to you, Chef, because wow. That's when I need to hear it, actually. I needed to hear it right now. My therapist said to me that it takes about 2 or 3 times more for your brain to register positive criticism, whereas negative criticism registers immediately. And she was like to me, you have to start talking to yourself positively. You have to start telling yourself, I am awesome, I am great, I'm doing well, etc., etc. Because when you say that, it takes a little bit of time for it to register. But when you speak negatively to yourself, it registers immediately. So, yes, speak positively to yourself and cultivate some positive habits. Find a mentor. Ooh, it's a tough one, trust me, I know. Mentorship is a very sacred process. I would say pray about finding a mentor and find a good mentor that works for you, that is going to, even if you just have coffee once a month, twice a month, and catch up and get some wisdom. Sometimes it's not necessarily about someone molding you, holding your hand, and coaching you through business or coaching you through life, but it's about that older feminine voice that you need. An important thing is to learn how to not get caught up in your emotions and learn how to make logical decisions at times. Hashtag me when it comes to dating. Logical, not emotional. Side note. So yeah, um, my mother is definitely that voice. And I think I have kind of let go of um, trying to find anybody else outside of her. She is definitely, definitely the voice that I need, the voice of guidance, the voice of wisdom, the voice of counsel, um, the voice of integrity. Like, my mom has so much integrity. Now, another thing that I've learned on my journey of self transformation is that there is no failure. There are only lessons to be learned on this journey. So set yourself up to be a good student. That's the best that you can do. Now, I have this amazing quote from Lao Tzu that I feel perfectly illustrates that moment when you decide that you want to transform, or you want to pivot, or you want to reinvent yourself. And it says, when I let go of who I am, then I become who I might be. Perfect. I hope that this session was informative. I hope that it set your soul on fire if you feel like it's time for you to make a change, and just gave you that extra oomph and that extra push to, you know, just reinvent yourself. Go for it. Jump. It's going to be absolutely fine. And you're going to be so happy that you made that decision. Um, Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day, and I will see you soon.